On one of my latest videos I put out of all my fish are dying, and the response that I got between all your guys' comments, experience, and different knowledge that you guys have had behind all this has been overwhelmingly positive. So I can't thank you guys enough for all your help and useful information, and it's been actually a very smooth process going through this whole thing. I was battling ick and even a little bit of bloat at the same time, and since treatment, and it's been probably about a week and a half, and I haven't had a single fish die. And before treatment, I forgot to mention this in my last video, that I had about 5 fish die before I started treating this tank. And long story short, there was a lot of different things I was contemplating on what it was, because there was a lot of things going on. But it did result in a lot of good treatment between ICX, between aquarium salt, several water changes, removing the carbon, and just monitoring the levels down to a T, turning up the temperature. I mean, all this information, I was able to get this situated and get it under control, and all the fish are looking a lot better than how they used to be, between acting lethargic, not eating as much. And I want to mention just a few of these comments that actually has been very helpful and very knowledgeable, and actually give their experience as well. And they were actually saying, hey, I'm sorry for what's happening, and I'm sorry what you're going through. I mean, even that alone is just really thoughtful for people to do, and I appreciate that a lot. So Alex Smith says that he had a bad ick spell, and it was due to him overfeeding. So that was his experience, and what he did was, of course, slowly raise the temperature up each day, and then he did 40% water changes. And then he was able to save a lot of fish because of that. So it's very similar to what I'm doing here. Val's Forge said that it's the direct result of water parameters, and he says, hope you figure it out and good luck. And he also continues to say in another comment that he used marine salt, that he uses 1 tablespoon of aquarium salt per 5 gallons of water, should work quite well. And of course he mentions to remove the carbon, which I had also done before him doing the medication. Al44 Tech says 86 is usually the minimum, and that's where I have my tank set up now, that if he ever sees his fish flash up against the substrate or the rocks, that's typically usually a telltale sign of ick. Now, I've also learned that that's not always the case, but that's usually something to keep an eye on for sure. And he also goes on to say that whenever he treated it, he was actually able to stop the cycle of ick, and all the fish are still alive because of it. And now he only buys from sources that they actually quarantine the fish before he puts them in his either main display tank or his own quarantine tank as well. So that's good to know. And really the only way to prevent this, he says that he always quarantines every fish before putting him into his main display tank. So those are very good key points whenever you're adding new fish in. And I've actually only been quarantining fish for a few months now. So that's something that not only have I learned, but I've also just decided myself to be on the precautionary side of always doing it for at least 30 days. You know, you always have that, it won't happen to me, but it's nice owning up to these mistakes. So that's what I did in this last video too. So there's always a lesson to be learned here. And I think it's important to own up to mistakes and own up to certain things, and you'll learn from them, so that's wonderful. Omar Rivera says, the white spots of death. Hope everything gets better soon. Nemo Spence says, I'm sorry about your fish. Hope you resolve the problem quick. Peter Spillman goes on to say that a pond UV sterilizer on the output of water from your filter will kill ick. And that was actually something that I tried out. I'm still in the process of that. Long story short, I tried to install one of those pond UV sterilizers, and I have very limited space to be set up here because I have the fridge over here and then the wall that goes to the outside of the house over here. And I bought this setup before even thinking about buying a UV sterilizer. And the sterilizer that I bought is actually a lot bigger than I anticipated. So it was very difficult, and to be fair, the place that I bought it from, the hardware and the O-rings that was supplied were very poor, and even when I bought new O-rings, the hardware itself was just not good, and I ended up returning it. So I'm probably going to buy a different sterilizer for in the future, and then put that in as well for this tank, because if I'm going to be having my most expensive prized fish in here, I want to make sure that this tank is well taken care of down to a T, so I won't have to go through this process again. I'm sorry if I butchered this one, but Tabara K Aquatics, or maybe Tabarak Aquatics, says good job treating your fish and good job on your video. Can't go wrong with ICX. So like I said, these comments and everything that has helped me throughout this whole entire process has been absolutely wonderful, and the fish have been doing really well. Their color has come back, and like I said, I had 5 fish die off on me before I started doing this whole process. And like I said, long story short, it was just figuring out what was going on and what was going wrong. All of your guys' comments and input and experience has helped me out tremendously. And because of that, I'm actually thrilled to do this for the very first time for you guys, is I'm going to give away a $25 Amazon gift card to one of you lucky people. And this is why I'm so grateful to join YouTube, is so we can all learn together and experience everything as, you know, a group, and we can all help each other and learn from each other. And I think the best way for me to thank you guys is to treat you guys with a gift card. So I'll explain with you how I'm gonna do this. All you guys gotta do is leave a comment down below on this video, and then a week from today, I'll choose one of those comments and I'll use a random number generator to go 1 through however many comments are down below, and then whatever random number that picks, you'll be the lucky winner. And there's only 1 entry per person. So what does that mean? That means that you can only leave 1 comment down below, and that is it. Now, if I reply to your comment, and then you reply, and we go back and forth within that 1 comment, then that's fine. We can go back and forth on that 1 comment. But as far as a main comment, is only 1 comment per person. So what's today? Today is March 11th. So on March 18th, I'm going to choose one of those comments through a random number generator. And whatever number that is, being the first comment, number 1, all the way down to the very last comment at the end of the day, on the 18th, I'll reveal in a short video on the 19th of March, or a little bit later, depending on how soon I can get the video out, of who the winner is. So whoever wins, there's also links in the description below of how to follow me on Facebook or Instagram. I don't care, either or. And then I'll get your information, and then I'll send the Amazon gift card through the mail for $25 as a way of saying thanks for me to you guys and helping me out with this. I hope you guys have really enjoyed this video, and even the process of me going through battling ick and a little bit of bloat. So with all that being said, good luck. Thank you so much for all your guys' help, and I can't wait to see who the winner is. And this will be fun. We'll see you soon. Take care.